Fox News alert: the White House responds to Mark Zuckerberg's letter in which the Meta CEO says the platform censored COVID content after caving to pressure from the Biden-Harris administration.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us live from the White House. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. And the reason that we know about this letter that Mark Zuckerberg sent to Jim Jordan is because Jim Jordan posted it. So about COVID censorship, Mark Zuckerberg writes, in 2021, senior officials of the Biden administration, including those from the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain COVID-19 related content, including humor and satire, and expressed significant frustration when we did not meet their demands. I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. On that point, a few minutes ago, a White House official told us, when confronted with a deadly pandemic, this administration encouraged responsible actions to protect public health and safety. Our position has been clear and consistent. We believe tech companies and other private actors should take into account the effects their actions have on the American people while making independent choices about the information they present. And that's not all. Zuckerberg is also writing about Hunter Biden censorship. He says, when we saw a New York Post story reporting on corruption allegations involving then Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's family, we sent that story to fact checkers for review and temporarily demoted it while we were waiting for a reply. It's since been made clear that the reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we should not have demoted the story. I asked President Biden about this. At the time, his team was apparently trying to censor this Hunter content.
You still think that the stories from the fall about your son Hunter were Russian disinformation and a smear campaign, like you said?
Yes. God love you, man. You're a one-horse pony.
And we've still never heard anybody from the White House come out to admit what we all now know, that it was not Russian disinformation, despite what President Biden said there at the end of 2020 and what his team told us once they took office in 2021. Back to you.
Hey, Mr. One-Horse Pony.
Just reminding us of those sound bites.
So even, I think, over a year in office, you asked Jen Psaki about the same thing, and they stuck to their guns. They said, absolutely, it was Russian disinformation. So that was apparently just their line?
Yes, and they continued to treat that letter that was signed by a couple dozen former intel agents who were talking about their opinions of Russian disinformation. That remained the gospel here. And again, we know that this is not Russian disinformation, but we've never actually heard anybody correct that the way that Mark Zuckerberg did with this letter.
Right. Thanks so much, Peter. Here's the other thing. It affected the debate. Because he was going to go down and say, what are you doing with this, the Biden family doing with these investments? And they stopped it. He goes, well, that laptop, 51 intel agents, and knowing that Joe Biden looked into the camera and knew it was his son's laptop, that just fundamentally, 100%. You know that if someone's that comfortable lying to 50 million people, what makes you think he stopped when he got the job?
It affected the election, too. Remember the poll that people were asked 70%. If you knew about the laptop story, which was not being reported on any other network?
Which is crazy. Trump
would you have voted for Biden? And a lot of people said no.
You would think that if anybody, Trump put the FBI director there, the CIA director there. He had his director of national intelligence say, I don't know what they're talking about. This laptop is real, and no one listened to Radcliffe.
I just wonder, what are we supposed to say to Zuckerberg like 3.5 years later? Like, thank you? I mean, it just seems to me that every single story or major scandal, we have to report on when people are late. And we've been talking about this from the very beginning. We had reporters on to source this stuff, and we talked about the political pressure and the intel agencies having some corruption in the higher echelon, not the rank and file people that are just trying to do the job. And he comes around 3.5 years later saying, look, we got it all wrong, but the election is over now. So what are they going to do different in this election? Are they hands off?
Well, the last thing you would say is thank you to him, because he said in this letter, and you can see it on foxnews.com, he said, look, the administration pressured us, but ultimately it was our decision. We own that decision. So, the FBI said, look out for disinformation. And Facebook is the one that screwed this up completely. And so why is he doing it now? Because the House Judiciary Committee is looking into it, and they're talking about regulating his company. That is the last thing he wants. He doesn't want the government breathing down his throat because he wants to be able to make the decisions that led to these ill-fated choices that they made back in 2020. He wants to be able to continue to make them, even though he should not have been able to do that. He should have said, look, we're not, it's a jump ball here. We're just going to throw that out.
Well, social media platforms, they should not be able to compromise their standards because they're being pressured by an administration, whether or not that's Republicans
but they're protected by
Democrats.
Section 520.
Well, at the time of COVID, Facebook publicly had a stated goal, and that was to push millions of people to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Why are they pushing that message?
Agendas.
Why don't they just allow Lawrence to comment on Facebook, Steve to comment on anyone out there? It's a public forum to be able to comment. As long as it's not putting anyone in danger and not threatening, then the people who are on Facebook can make up their own mind.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.